All right, we're going to ask John to step out because we're going to be joined right now by Bob Donaldson, who has arrived here in town. Of course, Bob, we all remember that day in 2017 when we first heard about this tragedy.
Sure.
And we sent our first crews up here, and now it looks like this afternoon we've got a verdict.
Well, Russ, we do have some new information. We have reporters with CBS4 and FOX59 have talked with the families of Abby and Libby just a short time ago. They were very, very gracious. They did not want to talk publicly today. They're obviously relieved by this verdict, but they did want to say that today was not the day for them to step forward and to talk, that they wanted to gather their thoughts. So again, we have heard some reaction from Abby and Libby's family, but they are not interested in talking publicly right now. But they were very gracious, and they were willing to basically say, we understand the interest, we know that people do want to talk and get our reaction, but they said today was not the day.
Can you imagine, and maybe you can, because we've been talking to these families for 7.5 years, the burden of not only living with this nightmare every day for 7.5 years, but having everybody from you, me, and every podcaster under the sun banging on their door, hitting their inbox, wanting to talk to them, and then having to tread a fine line between,
Sure,
I appreciate your interest, but I don't know anything and I can't say too much.
Well, we all woke up today knowing there was going to be another day of deliberations, and our thoughts immediately go to the families of Abby and Libby. This has been an ordeal for them, obviously now, for almost 8 years. And so to go through another day of deliberations has got to be agonizing for them. And so you can imagine the sense of relief that they have today.
Well, I guess now that we've got a verdict, I can tell you about this conversation. I was talking with Mike Patty, Libby's grandfather, and this was during the trial, and it happened to be on Halloween morning. Well, Halloween that morning during testimony, during evidence, is when we heard those phone calls from Richard Allen from inside the prison to his wife Kathy, where he is confessing. And there were 7 phone calls, and in those phone calls you can hear Kathy Allen's heart breaking.
Sure.
Because perhaps she is just as, well, not as just as big a victim, but she's a family victim in this too, because she had no part in this. And you could hear her crying, and I said to Mike, I saw him outside, I said, look, I know it must grind you to hear her crying in those phone calls, because you guys have been crying for 7 years, but there's another family on the side of this who, you know, didn't have anything to do with this, and their hearts are breaking too.
Well, Russ, you've been here for weeks now, for almost exactly 3 weeks now, since this trial started. I started coming up last week, and I was struck by the fact that this community, there were signs that were made last week, and that this community, their heart is broken. There are many people who knew Richard Allen, Rick Allen as they call him. He worked right down the street at that CVS, and he did have his supporters here in Delphi. So this is just a very traumatic day again for this town to go through.
What is so hard to believe, and now there's going to be a lot of soul searching going on in this town, Bob, because now that we've got a verdict, and I've always said, whatever the jury says is okay with me, because they had to sit in there. It's not what I know,
Right.
It's not what the investigators or the judge knows, it's what the jury knows. There's things I know that they don't know, but they're the ones that made the call. You've got to believe the jury. But what is so hard for a lot of folks in this town, because now they're going to look at each other and go, oh my God, he was living here among us for
Right.
5.5 years.
Well, and keep in mind, as people who have followed the case very closely know, that Richard Allen was interviewed that day that the girls were found. But it wasn't until, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 years later when he actually became a suspect. So
5.5 years later, 2 years ago this month.
2 years ago this month.
Yeah.
So again, it's just something that really has shaken this town. I mean, you can imagine that this person was living in their midst, and they had no idea what his connection was to the case, and now we know, convicted of those 4 charges.
Well, because it didn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all on why he picked that day. He had no history of any sort of assaults, no sexual assaults. I never saw any evidence that they downloaded his phone or his computer, there was any inappropriate material on there. So for one reason, on a Monday afternoon, according to this jury, he just made a decision to do this most terrible thing, lived with it for 5.5 years, even thought he was cooperating with the prosecution. And when I sat in there and I watched the crime scene analyst, and he put up the photographs of the actual crime scene, and I'm watching Richard Allen and I'm watching everybody else in the courtroom, and he's kind of got this, he's got his hand over his mouth and he's looking at the screen, and I said, he's either just as shocked by what he's seen as we are, or he's remembering what he saw that day.
I would ask John Tompkins to step in one more time, because John, Russ brings up a very good point. I mean, there are many questions that remain unanswered in this case. How unusual is that in a capital murder case where you would have a situation where there would be so many questions still unanswered, and is that the type of thing that could be handled in appeal?
Well, it's certainly something that may be handled in appeal, but most likely that would be a post-conviction petition after the direct appeal. In a post-conviction petition, you can actually introduce new evidence. The direct appeal is just about the trial itself. As far as unanswered questions, there are always some unanswered questions, but this investigation took so long because there were so many unanswered questions.
Okay, I mean, we had talked last week, John, as we were awaiting the deliberations to start. This is not the timing of it, and forgive me if you've already spoken with Russ about this angle of the story. This is not something that would be unexpected in this type of case for a verdict to come out days later in deliberations. In other words, this isn't a particularly long deliberation in your view.
I don't think so. You're absolutely right. With the amount of evidence that this jury had to go over and the amount of notes that they all took and discussions that all of that entails, this is about an average length jury verdict.
So give us an idea of what would happen next. When would you anticipate sentencing be set? And forgive me if that information has already been released.
Sure. They have announced that December 20th is the sentencing. Between now and then, we will have the defense team getting their mitigation report prepared. We'll have the prosecution team getting their witnesses. Character witnesses and other witnesses on both sides will be prepared to be presented on December the 20th. That should be a lengthy sentencing hearing. After that, within 30 days, the notice of appeal, that's the direct appeal, will be filed, and this will go up to the Court of Appeals.
All right, once again, Richard Allen found guilty on all 4 counts that were facing him, 2 murder counts, 2 felony murder counts. These are counts that become felony murder when they are committed in doing another act as well, another crime as well, in this case, kidnapping.
Right, so if in the course of kidnapping someone is killed, that becomes felony murder. However, here, since the murders were of the same people that were in the felony murder counts, I would expect those to be collapsed. He'll be sentenced on 2 straight murder counts.
Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll bring in Fox 59 and CBS4's Max Lewis as well. He was in that courtroom when those verdicts came down. We'll also bring in Russ McQuaid as well. Russ, this is something that a case that you've been following now for almost 8 years. I mean, give us your thoughts as we've come to this day.
It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of unexpected twists and turns. It has been a classic for anybody who studies law and criminal justice to watch everything that has gone on, not all of it accurate and correct. Remember, Bob, it was in January they had to go to the Supreme Court to get these lawyers put back on this case, and it's not over yet.
Well, and the thing about this case, there are many people who will think that this is the way that the legal system is, and in many cases, this case is not a typical case in the legal system. You had the defense, you had the prosecution at odds the entire time, and also you had the judge involved in some of these disputes in a very personal way.
To the fact where she tried to fire that team a year ago and put in a couple of attorneys from her own courts, and a couple months later in January, in 3 hours, the Supreme Court came back and said, you can't do that. You can be mad at them, but at least you got to give them a fair shake. So I think that has been like a real eye-opener for people, that you just can't do that. And I mean, and Bob, it goes back to the first days of this case. The day we learned of this arrest, my photographer and I were in that building roughly 1 hour after his court hearing that nobody knew about. That place was shut down. There was nobody at work that day, and I spent the rest of that day and the weekend coming up with information about this. So from the very start, it was very closely held on what was going on with this case.
Also, I'm wondering, and I know that the gag order is still in effect until sentencing is completed, but I'm wondering what is going through the minds of some of the state police investigators who were highly criticized by a number of people outside of the case for the work that was done. This has got to be vindication for them, getting this conviction. And
it's interesting because I've talked to some of the higher up people at the Indiana State Police, and they said, for whatever it's worth, their point was, yeah, there's mistakes made in every investigation. I don't necessarily know that to be an accurate statement, but that was their position. Okay. Well, let's face it, this covered 7 years. There are things that are going to fall through the cracks. In that building, kitty corner behind you, Bob, that's where we first met the FBI and the state police in the early days of this. So there were some mistakes. Wait a minute, there's Doug Carter. Superintendent Carter, you want to tell us?
You know I can't, Russ.
Okay. Tell me if you're proud of your people. All right. That's Superintendent Doug Carter, and he just said, when I asked him, Doug, are you proud of your people? He said, I'm crazy about them. And of course, he's always been very emotional.
And this is something he said that he thought about this case every day before he went to bed. And you know, Doug Carter has been superintendent of state police for quite a long time, someone who may be looking at retirement in the near future. And so this is something that he wanted to shepherd through and make sure that he had some closure in this case.
And as you ask, what was the reaction? I can imagine he spent some time in there just now with the family members and his own investigators, and I'm sure Doug went around and said, attaboy, you brought it home. We had some problems, but you did the best you could, and we proved it.
All right, CBS4 and Fox 59 crews are here in Delphi in force. We are gathering more information after this verdict has come down. But for Russ McQuaid, I'm Bob Donaldson. Let's head back to the studio right now.